Hey everyone, JWR here, and today I'm going back over my rant on movies. The reason why I'm going back over this said rant on Can't Have Nice Things is because I realize some people look at the first one I put out and kind of stare at it and go, but Double R, it's not entirely the director's fault. Okay, that's true. I look back on it, I looked at all the steps, and I'm going to point out some other issues that need to be fixed before movies actually get better. Now, on my prior rant about this, I brought up the basic factors, the very bare minimums that need to be taken care of. But when I looked inward on the movies, I realized the other steps need to be addressed. So, with that being said, the major issue within these steps happens to be vision. The reason why some movies are very hard to follow is because the vision is screwed up. Very straightforward, very basic. What do you mean the vision is screwed up? Well, let's break down steps, and you'll notice that I'm going to badger the hell out of the word vision. And no, I don't mean the comic book character. First, I'm not going to go by the steps of the movie, because I'm probably going to get this in the wrong frickin' order, but just work with me on this. One step is, of course, the screenwriting. They'll have a flow of how they want the movie to go. They'll write it down for the actors to follow. Pretty straightforward. Boom, boom, boom. This is the first step of translating from a source material. If they screw it up, then the whole thing's going to be screwed. Just that simple. Legend Chun-Li, great example. Like I said in my other rant, if they pretty much annihilated the Street Fighter names and just made it like a normal story, it would have been, well, still would have been bad, but it would have been a lot more tolerable because you know for a fact it wasn't trying to hit the Street Fighter thing. It just would have been its own little story, its own little kung fu story. But you could tell in that particular movie there was a lot of kung fu bullshit. See, I still use my terms, it just happens. But this first part was from the screenwriter. After they wrote it down, people looked at it and they said, okay. I'm sorry, shouldn't they have... all the other steps after this are null and void because this is the main step that fucked up. If this is a step that's screwed, then the whole thing is out of whack. I don't care what you say. In the screenplay, it probably says, plain as day, Chun-Li is a pianist that happened to take up martial arts from her father. Now, I'm not 100% perfect on my Street Fighter lore. I'm not. I never have been. I never will be. But I do not recall beating the game with Chun-Li ever, and it had something to do with a piano. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. And this definitely goes against the quote of her being the strongest woman in the world if she's worried about piano recitals. So you see, that's one issue of the screenwriter screwing things up. A mistranslation or their own vision of how they want things to happen. And usually this can be stopped pretty early on from the rest of the crew. If they look at it and go, no, this is rubbish. Second part I blame is casting. But Double R, you can't really blame the cast person. They go with who does the best reading, yada yada, blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah, whatever. Captain America is American. So if you put a British guy in there, we're going to have a long discussion about logic. Just technicality. Captain America is American. Wolverine, Canadian. The Red Skull, Russian. I'm sorry, that's how the comics had it. Yes, they were a little bit racist, but let's put it down there. Black Panther happened to be black. Ta-da! We're trying to get away from stereotypes. I'm sorry, how many black people do you actually see in Dragon Ball? Thank you. Moving along. Now that we got the screenwriters and we got the casting people, casting crew out the way, we look to the next step. Because again, these two have their own little vision. For those of you who know Daredevil, you know Kingpin was a big white guy. There's nothing against the actor that played him in the movie. I personally love his fucking work. He's an awesome actor. However, Kingpin was a big white guy. But in my vision of it, he was a big black guy. Again with the visions. Again with the visions. Stop with your interpretation. And this is where the major issue comes up. Like I said at the beginning, vision is a major issue. The screenwriter has their own vision of how they want things. Chun-Li went from being an Interpol agent and wanting to be the strongest woman in the world so she could defeat Bison. She went from that to a substitute DOA girl. She did. Sorry, she did. So, the vision of how everyone else wants to see this particular movie is going to cause a major clash. This is not to abolish the responsibility or the blame from the audience. The audience has their own vision for what they expect of the movie. Thor, pretty good movie. Iron Man, pretty good movie. The X-Men movie, lore-wise, was a little jacked up, but it's okay. It'll be alright. Wolverine Origins. We have a vision on Deadpool that needs to be corrected. Please remit. Quickly. But like I said, I'm not going to abolish blame from everybody. And there's sometimes you just can't fix it. Actors are a good example of this. Certain actors have taken roles and they've become known for a certain thing. Twilight had the main actress who seemed to forever I swear that girl's gonna hyperventilate if she keeps doing that. But again, I can't fully blame her because, as I stated in my other rant, I blame the people who are watching this and going, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But let's take the guy that took on the role of Anakin. I'm happy. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm ticked off. I'm very pleased. I'm impressed. You said one small eyebrow thing that happened? That's excessive acting by how everyone sees how he played Anakin. Then you watch his other stuff and he's stuck doing the same stuff because that's what people expect of him now. And they consider that normal performance for him. Dwayne Johnson's another good example. He's shown that he can play an actual spectrum. But his most common one happens to be a type of adventure. That's the common one. Either a bounty hunter, assassin, or just plain adventurer. He's an adventurer. That's his general type because of his build. Wesley Snipes started playing a lot of martial arts roles or action roles because he knows his martial arts. People saw that he knows martial arts, and he has a good enough build where it holds. So you see, vision becomes important. Vision, very important. So not only do you have the audience's vision of it, which means you should go by the source material that go basic off of that, instead of turning Chun-Li into another DOA girl. If you wanted a story about a DOA girl, you could have just taken a story of a DOA girl and pushed on. I'm just putting it out there. Maybe you're being too hard on the movie industry, Double R. No. 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 Like I said, those visions were the first, like, 3 basics. The audience vision, which would be based off the source material. The casting directors were the second, well, second overall, but they're the second ones who think we want certain actors to fill certain roles. I can see this to a point, but again, Captain America is American. Wolverine is Canadian. So that's like making a live-action South Park movie and casting a bunch of Ethiopian kids as Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Cartman. But they gave the best reading. Yeah, but it looked nothing like the kids on South Park. I'm just putting it out there. And it's not just a look, but they had to project that personality of the character, which again goes with the character translation, which again goes with the vision of the movies. And you notice how I lightly touched on the actors initially. I lightly touched on the fault of the actors. The reason why I lightly touch on this is because even if they can't help it, the guy that played Anakin, the girl that played the main girl off of Twilight, that big Swedish dude that played He-Man, he was another good example, where the basic, if someone is watching this, I don't mean this like this, but if someone is watching the movie that they're being in, I mean, if you put all 3 of them in one movie, you're going to have, like, 2 emotions. This, and, I mean, you give her a scowl, she'll be the perfect trifecta of that. It'll be the scowl team. But acting is hard, Double R. Yeah, but you shouldn't be known for one frickin' thing. And you shouldn't have them bash the hell out of this. But this is not completely absolving the actors of their ability. No. I'm not going to take the blame off the actors fully. If they're doing something and no one else has said anything and they said it's good, that's on those people too. Which leads me to the current crew, the actual crew. There's usually a producer online and maybe the director on the crew itself watching how this is being done. And lo and behold, they have their own visions of how they want the movie to be. The only reason why this bothers me so much is because you see there's at least 1, 2, there's all these versions of visions that are clashing. The audience, the casting crew, the screenwriter, the ground crew, each of them have their own vision, especially the producer and director. That's 5 visions of one fucking movie that can just blast the hell out of the movie. The reason why movies do good is because, like I said in my prior one, stay close to source material, watch how your sequels go, things like that. Keep with the source material. CHNT is an Interpol agent. It should have been more of an Interpol type of story. The cop story happened to be a different group of cops altogether. What? What? No. What? What? No. 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 Hold it. Pause. Back up. Like I said, my Street Fighter lore is not 100%. It's stronger than my King of Fire lore. And my King of Fire lore is pretty up there too. Still is my Dead or Alive lore. That's kind of scary. Moving along. The whole cop scene. Those cop scenes. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Charlie Nash killed by Bison? Or captured by Bison? I think they went 1 or 2 ways. Initially they said it was captured, and then they said, oh, we're going to make a new character called Jimmy, and he's the one that was captured and turned into Blanca, and I don't care. According to the current lore, Charlie Nash was supposed to be killed by Bison. I saw Bison and Nash in one scene, and that was after Bison was dead. Anyone besides me see a flag on play? Holding? Offsides? Traveling? Unnecessary confusion on the field? But again, just went with the vision of the screenwriter, director, producer, all that. So again, I cannot abolish the actors for acting a certain way because everyone else had time to see it and go, no. We want you to try something else. I can't blame just the director because everything up to him obviously screwed up. He just sees final product and was just like, yeah, that'll work. Apparently that's what they're doing nowadays. Some directors actually apply their vision and it gets close to where they want it. But if they don't enforce anything, they just sit there and watch it and go, that'll work. Sorry, to be perfectly honest, if I was a director of, say, The Legend of Chun-Li, and they go, oh, this is the product we got, I'd be like, how does it even get to me? What do you mean? It was very good. Right. And I see why y'all didn't show me the screenplay. I understand why y'all didn't show me it. Just watching this is... yeah. I see why you didn't show me the screenplay. Yeah. So you're saying it's bad? I'm saying it's an alright movie. Pretty run of the mill. It seems like a revenge story. But the characters are way the fuck off. And that is where most of the gaming movies went downhill and where most of the anime movies go downhill is because the vision gets thrown out of whack and it just... duh. A great example for the anime fans, because I know some of them are like, well, we don't play Street Fighter. Yeah, I stopped playing after 3 because I noticed they try to make Ryu a secondary character and they try to push Alex as the main character, which didn't bode so well, so they went back to Street Fighter 4 and tried to fix that, and then the gameplay just... not game reviewing movies and trying to help straighten that out. Focus. Look. Certain things need to happen in the vision of everybody in order for it to work properly. Okay? When you have a screenwriter come up to you with something that looks like it would be great as a different movie altogether, but the names are wrong, then have them fix the name. But that's not how we advertised it. You shouldn't have advertised it until you got my okay in the first fucking place. I don't mean me as me, I mean me as a director. I mean, hell. I'm just looking at it going, seriously, there's some of this stuff that just doesn't add up. I mean, The Legend of Chun-Li is a big one I keep pointing out is because there were glaring omissions and weird things that set up with it. But again, she was an Interpol agent, an agent of Interpol. But she had nothing to do with... in fact, she was a vigilante. She was a fucking vigilante in that movie. A piano-playing vigilante. Right. 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 Did that change Street Fighter 4? Someone tell me. So, in fact, any gamer out there who is actually playing Street Fighter 4, let me know the ending of... in fact, I'll probably just look it up on YouTube. I'll look up the ending of Chun-Li, and I'll get back to you on this. It'll probably be down in the comments somewhere when I find out. If the ending of Chun-Li in Street Fighter 4 has anything to do with pianos, I'll let you know. I'll just put it down in the comments. I'll let y'all know myself. I'll look it up on YouTube and see what the ending result was for Chun-Li for Street Fighter 4. Or Super Street Fighter 4, whatever the fuck they're on now. Super Street Fighter 4 Turbo X Cube Square Champion Edition. 18 new fighters. And none of them you gotta go through DLC. I'll look it up on YouTube later just to see if it has something to do with piano recitals. I mean, I gotta know. I gotta know. Because maybe Capcom just decided, hey, we're changing the entire Street Fighter lore. Fuck it. Maybe they are. I don't know. But, as you see, I did hit other people, other folks in the movie industry, as opposed to just putting the blame on the directors. The screenwriters, casting crew, actors. Those are three major sources. And personally, when I say how actors act, there's another issue on vision for actors. No. I don't get what you mean, Double R. Vision from the actors. Vision from the actors. I'll give you an example. If you look through the Blade comics, Hannibal King wasn't exactly the biggest smart mouth out there. He had a little bit of an attitude, sure, but he wasn't the biggest smart mouth out there. Ryan Reynolds played a part, and he played a part like Deadpool, which is why everyone was pretty positive. He would make a perfect Deadpool. He had the right attitude, he had the right timing, he portrayed it properly. The reason I'm bringing this up is because actor portrayal is very important. The guy that played Wolverine, perfect example of a good actor trying to portray a character accordingly. From what they said, he was taking all the parts seriously. He was working out on time off that he had. I mean, he was pushing himself. He was making sure the movie came out as good as it could because Wolverine was a stocky person. He's not a stocky guy, but Wolverine's a stocky person. But Wolverine's also short. He's not getting surgery to shrink. I understand that. But he tried to push himself to make the movie more believable. And as Wolverine, it looked very believable on Wolverine's part. Putting it out there. But the reason I bring up the actors, in this case, I blamed everyone else too, so the Screen Actors Guild can't just throw a fit, he's just bashing us. No, I bashed everyone else beforehand. Relax, chill. If you watch the first one, you see I bashed for common sense, so fuck it. But I am going after the actors to a point because, one, the casting directors go, we can't find anyone in America to take these roles. No, you can't find any agents who would recommend certain actors for these roles. There's a difference. This is why we have now the British boom, as I call it. We had the Australian Curiosity. We've had the Oriental Observation. And now we have the British boom. No, we don't. Yes, we fucking do. Just look through all the movies within the last 2 to 3 years and what are the main actors and what are the common nationalities of the actors. British. I rest my case. I will move on. No, they're not. Okay, fine. They're not, if you say so. But there's a lot of British actors getting added into the mix. James Bond, British. I understand that. Cool. Go Britain with that. You want to be James Bond? You best be British. I'm putting that out there. That makes sense. Captain America, American. James Bond, British. Duh. Common fucking sense. James Bond isn't British. He is British. Moving along. The reason why I'm blaming actors on certain things is because actors decide to put their own creative touches, their own vision of the character into things. An example would be Yogi Bear. There's an actor on there who played Ranger Smith, and he pointed out plain as day. The way I see Ranger Smith, I try to portray him more as a woodsman and outdoorsman, and more than just a park ranger. I understand that you're trying to add depth. I do. I understand that. And I already blamed the screenwriters ahead of time for adding the little love story for Ranger Smith and all that. I do. I already blamed them. I already covered that. Okay. I can really dig my claws into this and tear it apart and make it look like confetti. I could. You tell I am trying to hold back because there's a lot of people out there who do movie reviews, game reviews, other reviews, and they go ape shit on random items and stay on it, and they harp on it. And I'm trying not to go ape shit on this. I really am. But at the same time, in the same token, what the fuck? What the fuck? No, what the fuck? Seriously? And he just simply voiced what all the other actors tend to do. I mean, the guy who played Wolverine, he saw Wolverine as a hard worker, so he worked himself as hard, if not harder, so he could make the best believable Wolverine he could be. And it worked. He didn't translate it as, he just got off on healing all the damn time and yada yada. No, 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 no. See, first things first. You gotta look at the character. And you gotta understand the character's perspective. You do. It's just not that guy for Ranger Smith. It's not just him who does it. It's not. There's no logical way. It's not just him. He just voiced out loud what other people do. What other actors tend to do. When they have a certain vision of the character that they want to portray, then they put their own twist on it. It doesn't matter what the screenplay says. They put their own twist on it. And they force it around, and they force it to do what they want it to do. And if it's a main character, it shows plain as day. If it's not the main character, you get a little more leeway. You do. But with that being said, I will leave y'all with a perfect, with two examples, and I want y'all to decide or discuss exactly whose primary fault it is. Whose primary fault. First, I'm trying to think of a nice way to do this. A nice movie that sucked. No, we'll just stay with it. Let's go to the basic example. Chun-Li, The Legend of Chun-Li. Whose fault is it? Whose fault? It's not just fully Hollywood's. I mean, let's think about this. Whose fault is it? Is it screenwriter for writing that she's a concert pianist and everyone going with it? Is it the casting crew who put people in positions that didn't quite add up? Or was it the director who looked at all this and just said, hey, it's okay? Who's the main fault for that? Like I said, Legend of Chun-Li would have been a pretty good movie if it had nothing to do with Chun-Li. If it had nothing to do with Street Fighter. If it was just a story about revenge, like a kung fu story about revenge, if it was a kung fu story about a girl getting revenge for what happened, okay. Got it. Good. Done. Fine. As for what happens, I swear to beans, this is what happens. They look through licenses, and then they go, okay, well, we got a whole bunch of pre-made scripts over here. Let's see. Chun-Li's what? A martial artist? Okay. She's a cop, too. No. We're not doing that. We're doing one or the other. Is she a martial artist, or is she a cop? Well, she's actually an Interpol agent. All our Interpol stuff is like, for spy movies and such, so we can't use that. We gotta go with the other one. It's action girl, martial arts. Okay. Here we go. Martial arts. What's her motivation? She's trying to get revenge for what Bison did to her father. Ah, okay. Revenge. We got plenty of revenge. Hold on. Right there. AG 17. M. Bison. He's the leader of an army or something? It's an organization. An evil organization. Huh. Is he Japanese by chance? No, sir. Fuck. Okay, do we have a nationality we can actually hit this time? Do we have a nationality we can hit that we haven't covered before that would be a bad guy? Why does that matter? Just indulge me. Oh no, England's been a bad guy before. Irish? Irish. Yeah. From Ireland? Irish from Ireland. Fuck it! We're good. There you go. So where it says protagonist, I just put in Chun-Li. Protagonist's dad gets captured. Protagonist's mom goes to the hospital. Protagonist finds ancient master. Ancient master informs protagonist of father's status. She gets to father. Father dies. She vows revenge. Escapes. Kills antagonist. Well, works for me. I can just pen in something about cops investigating shadow law or something like that to keep it close to the story. It should be fine. That sounds about what happened, doesn't it? So in my view, I blame the fucking screenwriter. Seriously. I didn't blame the screenwriter per se as bad on Dead or Alive. That was a conglomeration of people fucking up. That was a conglomeration of people that fucked up. Legend of Chun-Li, mainly the screenwriter. Because they just grabbed something, pen and inked names, looked like it was good enough from the story that they had from a while ago, and they put that up on the table. I want to write a Kung Fu revenge story. No, we're not doing this. Okay. Years later, we're going to do something about Chun-Li. Oh, I'll be a screenwriter. I actually got it written out a while ago. No shit. Yeah, see here. What's this? AG-17. Don't worry about that. It's just something I put down so I remembered where it was if it came up. Just read through. Oh, but it has nothing to do with police in it. That could be added in easy. No problem. Got it. And so they did. And that looks like what happened with the Legend of Chun-Li. But we don't want to go for Chinese American actors because yada yada. Give me a good reason. They don't give the best readings. I almost would have believed it if Bison was British. I almost would have believed it if Chun-Li was British. Because it would have gone with their little escape route plan. But I digress. Let's just stick with the obvious. Everyone needs to pull their little visions out of their ass and go by source material. We don't care about how you want to see things. We want to see how it could be translated on film from the source material. If it is more of an original story, say like close to Hancock, where it's a little more original, then yes, you have a lot of liberty. You can take the roles as you seem fit. That's fine. But if it's something obvious, like Chun-Li, and the story's already set up years ago as an Interpol agent, and then you have a wild hair that says, oh no, she's a concert pianist now, and she's a vigilante when she goes for revenge against Bison, who happens to be Irish. Yeah, that's about what happened to her creativity and originality right there. So, I'll leave y'all with that. Hollywood, if you can, fix your shit. Well, it's not like you could do better, Double R. Oh, I dare you to test me on that one. I dare you. Oh. No, actually, seriously, I dare y'all. I mean, hell, you do gaming movies or anime movies and you fuck up that early? Mm-mm. 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 I mean, hell, the direct... This has gotten so bad. Let me just break this down. Most people who like Dragon Ball, this is going to be a good example. Walk with me on this. Dragon Ball. Most people started from Dragon Ball Z. Kind of like how most role players started from Final Fantasy VII. I don't know how or why. It's just... Oh wait, marketing. Moving along. Most people who saw Dragon Ball, yeah, this former mustache is just very, very angry. It doesn't care. But Dragon Ball, in a nutshell, when Dragon Ball Evolution came out, I've brought this up before. I have brought this up before. I stated that if they turned it more into a story about Gohan, Videl, things like that, it would have made a lot more sense. It would have. It just would have. People have been like, well, Gohan was able to fly as a kid. Yeah, we understand this. And most of the audience understands that. But at the same time, if you're just trying to make it into a movie for people, it would have smoothed over pretty good for Gohan. But everyone likes Goku. Yeah, and then you made Goku the high school student, and most of the Dragon Ball fans kind of threw a flag in play. There goes. There goes the flag. Well, it's based off of Goku at this time, yada yada. Wait. Goku didn't go to school at all. Done. By itself, that's done. I mean, people try to pick on Gohan. Gohan at school, people tried to pick on him. They tried. Around the same age, would have added up right there. I'm just putting that out there. But he wouldn't have fought Piccolo. No, you would have had to find another enemy. But oh no, people like Goku, we're going to turn him into a high school student. Yeah. But even the creator, actually this is the example, so work with me. Even the creator stated that he would take that particular movie and set it off as an alternate universe because it's close. It's got the general idea. It's got, like I said, if you swing for a home run and you hit the ball, you got the general idea. You hit the ball. Granted, you just got to second base. You got a double. It's halfway to where you want it. You wanted to get a home run or RBI, but you got to second base. Success? But the way the creator saw it, the actual creator of Dragon Ball, he looked at it and went, okay, that can hold enough for an alternate universe. I can accept that as an alternate universe. It's got the concepts down. It's got things pretty lined up. Not perfectly, but it's pretty good. It'll hold. It will hold. In the alternate timeline, it will hold. It's not too far out, too far-fetched. It's odd, but it's not too far-fetched. It's not massively rewritten. Like, say, turn an Interpol agent into a pianist. That's what I did there. But this is the same guy that looked at GT, because pretty much he said, I'm done after Z. I'm done. Dragon Ball Z, done. And then he go, oh no, we're going to take the license and we're going to make Dragon Ball GT. Which is why Super Saiyan 4 doesn't look like anything that would make sense. This is why Gohan magically was able to transform back into Super Saiyan, even though it was stated in Dragon Ball Z, transformation was overrated and he couldn't do it after Mystic. Which Mystic by itself had people throw a fit, but that's not the rant here. And then we got all these other little factors in GT that the creator himself just said, no. 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 It's not part of my continuity. No. I'm not accepting this. No. But no buts. No buts. This is what happens when I let y'all do it. No, I'm not counting it. Not counting it. Not counting it. But no buts. Not counting it. I will not count it. But it's got your... No, I don't care what it's got on there. I am not counting it. Period. I'm not counting it. And he even made a little game. He made a game and he pointed out, GT is not going beyond this. No. It doesn't count to me. So, that is a creator actually putting his foot down and even pointing out to the community, look, I didn't do that shit. I didn't do that. I didn't. If I'm going to make it a sequel to Dragon Ball Z, I'll make it. I'll get my own group to do it myself. But I didn't do that shit that you just saw. I didn't do it. I'm not accepting it. I didn't do it. I'm not going to sit here and take the blame for it either. Period. I didn't do it. And when he said that, most of the fans went with it. It's like, hey, he's not counting it. We're not counting it. So, companies, corporations, whenever you get a license, and some screenwriter decides to pull a random book and just rename characters on that book so it seems close, double check the source material, or at least have someone double check the source material. If you need to, go hire somebody. Go hire an actual reviewer that isn't being paid off to review the screenwriting plays or something. This stop. What the fuck is going on here? Okay? Most of the comics and movies are putting it together. Books and movies are putting it together. But for some reason, games to movies and animated movies, you guys are still fucking it up. You just are. I don't know why. I don't care to know why. I point out some valid reasons, some very strong reasons, and y'all need to fix your vision. I don't care if you just want money. I understand that you just want money. I get that you just want money. I know you want to support certain actors and actresses so they can get money and get paid and get higher exposure. I understand that, but at the same fucking time, stop destroying the source material to give yourself some sort of random stupid movie that doesn't make any sense, like Mario. At least that one's funny. Seriously. Stop it. This is JRR. Signing off. They need to just fucking stop it. Stop it. Just cut it out. Cut the fuck out. God dang, man. Stop.